What's going on, everybody? The original Mako back with some more Gunfire Reborn content, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, another guides slash tips slash tricks type of video, but I'm going to be going through each weapon class as they have it laid out on the wiki, talking about each weapon in that class, how those weapons are best used, what characters are best used with, the best inscriptions for each weapon, and my overall thoughts on each of those weapons. So today, obviously, you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing the submachine guns because I think that's probably my favorite class in the game. There's a couple that come close, but SMGs are definitely one of the top tier classes. So it should be a lot of fun. We're going to go ahead and get into it. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are pushing to try to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. We're getting there. We're close. Just keep pushing it. Trust me, guys, there's going to be a huge content update happening in the next couple days. You're going to want to be subbed for that. I guarantee it. Also, check out the links in the description. My Twitch will be down there if you want to see me do Gunfire Reborn runs live, speed runs, all weapon challenge, fresh file, all that type of stuff. Check that out. We have a lot of fun over there. You'll want to hit the follow button, and then check out the Discord as well if you want to hang out, chat, and chill with us. All those links will be in the description. And now, let's just go ahead and hop into it. As you can see here are the submachine guns that we're going to be going over. Angelic Aura, Concealed Ammo, Demon Lore, Scalpel, Star Devourer. All submachine guns use normal ammo. They have a very high rate of fire, large mag, high crit multiplier, and accuracy, but low damage per shot. So, first thing I'm going to go over is that every single one of these weapons is good with the bear as a dual wield in your main hand or offhand, either or, because obviously anything that makes it all these weapons can produce a lot of damage very quickly. None of these are bad per se, but with the bear, using one of these as an offhand weapon is never a bad idea, especially if you have like the Demon Lore that has fire, or one of these other ones, Star Devourer with lightning, or a Scalpel, Concealed Ammo, or Angelic Aura that rolls an elemental effect. These are all really good options. So let's start with the Angelic Aura. So once again, we're going to be talking about inscriptions for the most part here. We're not going to do like an in-depth breakdown of each weapon. It's just going to be like what inscriptions you want to be looking out for and stuff like that. So the impactful inscriptions, Angelic Aura receives average bonuses from most inscriptions compared to other weapons. So it's on par from its inscriptions. The bonuses it gets are average. Stability allows for better weak spot tracking, especially with the 8-shot burst. Critical effects are very reliable with its high accuracy and rate of fire. So a lot of people forget about this. I think the Angelic Aura can switch firing modes to an 8-shot burst from a 5-shot burst. So always keep that in mind when you're using it. Some scenarios you might want an 8-shot burst over a 5-shot burst. Ineffective inscriptions. Angelic Aura receives average bonuses from most inscriptions. Yeah, only accuracy is unnecessary. The weapon has low bullet speed. So the possible legendary inscriptions you can get. Angelic Aura is one of only few weapons which have more than one exclusive inscription. It has rate of fire plus 50, stability plus 50. Combines two useful stats. The rate of fire boosts increased DPS by about 28%. The stability boost allows for better weak spot tracking, which can increase damage output with its high crit multiplier. So the Angelic Aura, if you're hitting heads, you can see it has a base of 3 on its crit multiplier. So anything to increase stability is always something you're going to look for. And if it comes with a rate of fire increase, you are just going to massively increase your damage output. So you want to be keeping an eye out for that. And then if all 5 bursts hit the target, shots do not consume any ammo for 3 seconds. It's easy to trigger even with high recoil. It is possible to keep the effect active throughout the battle, which would increase damage output by about 54% by eliminating reload time. So that's just a little number there. You're obviously almost certainly throughout the whole game not going to have this proc. There's going to be times where you don't have it. But this is very useful. If you're using the 5 burst on it, if all 5 bullets hit, you don't consume ammo for 3 seconds. That's actually massive. It's the same as Oh, wait. Oh, boy. Hold on. We have to do a quick search here. Okay. I don't want to... I think it's the exact same... Or deft hands, not deft ammo. In 2 seconds. See... that it's just a better version of Deft Hands, and Deft Hands is already one of the best perks in the game. So anything you can do to reduce ammo consumption is always a positive. So you're definitely going to want to be looking out for the rate of fire one. Is probably the rate of fire and stability is probably the best one. But you could also get the common inscription that any weapon can get, which is the Killing Spree auto crit, which is essentially if you kill 5 enemies within 2 seconds, 1 second, something like that, then all of your next shots will crit for, God, I don't remember. Oh, that's not going to tell me, is it, either? Legendary inscriptions. Oh, wait, yes, it might. After killing 5 enemies in 10 seconds, your bullets will automatically lock on nearby enemies' weakness and plus 100% crit. Duration is unknown, actually. Okay. Your bullets will automatically... Yeah, it doesn't say how long it lasts. Interesting. So that's the one you can get on this. That inscription is one of the best on any weapon. Projectile and consumption up is decent. It's okay. On the Angelic Aura, it's not that big of a deal in my opinion. And 65% versus enemies under a elemental effect. That's one you're going to be looking for when you're using the cat. On the Angelic Aura, since it doesn't come with a element by default, this probably isn't one you're going to want too often. I'd say probably the best combo would be rate of fire and stability up with the Killing Spree auto crit, because you're going to be producing so much DPS by having your shots auto crit with a rate of fire and stability increase. So that's kind of a massive thing you want to look for with the Angelic Aura. So let's go back and let's move on to the concealed ammo. This one's a little bit interesting because it has the ability to throw itself if you right click and explode on impact, which can do a lot of damage, and it's actually a lot more useful than I originally gave it credit for. So this also has a base crit multiplier of 3, and it also has more than one exclusive inscription. The first one is recover half the bullets as reserve when killing an enemy with your explosive throw. It's useful for saving ammo, but it doesn't increase any damage output, as it says. But it can, using the right click for the concealed ammo, can eat up your ammo. So if you have this, that's actually a really good thing to have. And then plus 30% weapon damage when using the weapon skill. Every 6 bullets in the mag will cause 1 more explosion. So this is kind of crazy. If you get both of these together, then you get the perfect concealed ammo. Because for every 6 bullets you have in the mag, it'll explode. And if you're dealing 6.5 times damage at full mag, that's absolutely busted. Like, that is insane. This is going to be hitting so hard. And you're getting a plus 30% weapon damage by default. So using these two together is so good. And then the rest, it's the same as the Angelic Aura. It's probably Killing Spree auto crits a little bit worse on this weapon. Projectiles up 1, consumption up 1 is probably not that great either. And once again, unless you're using the cat, 65% versus afflicted is probably not going to come into play too often unless you roll a concealed ammo that has a damage type on it. So as it says, magazine increases are very important. Reload are also important for that. Crit stability and accuracy is always good on submachine guns, and explosion upgrades. So once again, if you're using the bear, the explosive parts of the bear's ascension tree will affect the explosive nature of the right click on this weapon. So once again, if you can find one that has these two, then you can just go to town the rest of the run. You're going to have a good time, let me tell you. Next up, the best weapon in the game, and it's not even really close, the Demon Lore. I don't want to scroll down to its exclusive ones yet, because maybe you haven't unlocked it and you don't know how stupid the exclusive inscriptions are on this thing. But magazine increases are tremendously important, because, as it says even here, magazine plus 60% can increase damage output by up to 86%. It almost essentially doubles the magazine, or the damage you're going to end up doing by just increasing the magazine by 60%. Accuracy and stability are also very important, because you want to be consistently hitting headshots, because the whole point of this weapon is every time you hit the crit, increases a counter, increases weapon damage by 10%. Swapping weapons or reloading manually will reset the stack to 0. If infinite magazine is in effect, the stacks can be increased up to 99 for plus 990% damage. So, yeah, this weapon is extremely good. You want to look for mag size if you don't have the infinite ammo. If you do have infinite ammo, then the magazine size obviously doesn't matter. Then you just want to be accuracy and stability. So, possible legendary inscriptions. Let's just take a quick peek at this first one here. Every crit buff stack adds additional 1% lucky shot chance and 5% stability. The lucky shot chance increases damage output by up to 99%, and stability increase is extremely useful to hit weak spots consistently. So you can get your lucky shot up to 99%. So you're going to be lucky shotting every single shot, and if you have 990% damage already stacked, you're going to hit like an absolute bus. Like, this thing already is so good for damage. This makes it even more stupid. Like, this is so good. And then it doesn't have any other exclusive ones. It has all the other regular ones that come with it. Killing Spree auto crit is pretty good on the Demon Lore. It's not too bad. It charges the weak spot counter, and it'll negate lower accuracy and moderate recoil. So you're going to be guaranteeing yourself to hit the crits, assuming you can kill 5 enemies within 10 seconds. So if there's a bunch of small enemies that spawn, obviously charging up that crit counter is very important. Projectile up 1, consumption up 1. Unless you have magazine size up or a a infinite ammo build, this probably isn't great, because you're going to be pumping through ammo, and you don't want to be pumping out ammo that quickly, especially if you have like a 30 magazine size. Probably not what you want with this weapon. And then plus 65% versus afflicted is good on this weapon, because it obviously has a burn chance ingrained into it, so you're guaranteed to have some sort of elemental effects going on every once in a while. Demon Lore, busted weapon, very good. Let's move on to the Scalpel. Scalpel, as you can see here, is one of the best weapons in the game as well. Why? Because it has a 3.5 crit multiplier. This thing pumps out shots if you're hitting heads. And you can also switch to the double shot. Doubling rate of fire as well as stack with any projectile inscriptions. The only downside is the massive recoil. So if you switch to the double shot, you will be recoiling like crazy. I don't find it useful too often. It definitely has its moments it can be, but yeah, I'd stick with a normal shot. Stability decreases recoil, obviously pretty good, because you want to be hitting crits more with this than any other weapon in the game besides the Demon Lore. Magazine increases are really nice. Reload speed, obviously. Critical effects are very reliable with its high accuracy and high rate of fire. If it has an elemental damage inscription, elemental proc has a 77% chance a second because of its high rate of fire. So, very good weapon. Obviously, as you can see here, you want to roll an elemental effect on it. That's a very good inscription to look for. And then stability and magazine size are probably the next most important ones. So the possible legendary inscription is not, the exclusive one isn't great. Projectiles plus 0.55. It increases damage output by 55%, improves on hit effects. So it's okay. It just increases damage a little bit, but nothing crazy. And then you can obviously roll the rest. The most important one is almost certainly the Killing Spree auto crit, because if you're going to be auto critting with a 3.5 times crit multiplier, like, that's just so good. If you can't roll projectiles plus 0.55, this one's not bad if you have increased magazine size, because it'll be increasing your damage output by a significant margin, even more than the exclusive inscription. And 65%, once again, only good if it has an elemental damage inscription on it. So Scalpel, very good. You're going to want to be hitting heads with it, and if you are hitting heads, it is going to melt things. Next up, the Star Devourer. Yeah, the most important one for this one, and it's probably obvious because this weapon is auto-reloaded from reserves when you stop firing. You can't manually reload it. It'll automatically refill the magazine when you stop firing. So reload speed is huge with this because once you stop firing, it'll just crank that ammo back into the mag a lot faster than a normal reload. So it's extremely useful and very good to have on any Star Devourer you pick up. It also comes with lightning damage built into it and a 3x critical multiplier. Rate of fire without reload speed. Yeah, rate of fire and ammo consumption will have diminishing returns because you're going to run out of ammo so fast that you don't get, like, you're going to spend more time reloading the gun than you are firing the gun. Magazine increases also increase reload time. So that one you need to be careful with unless you have some sort of reload speed or you're using like Advanced Depot or something. The legendary inscription here, plus 2% weapon damage for each ammo in the mag is a Star Devourer unique inscription. At regular magazine, and it increases damage output by just plus 40% on average. It combines very well with infinite magazine and magazine capacity plus 100 reload speed lower for a 160% damage boost. So if you have this, taking a reload speed hit for increased mag size is actually extremely important. You do want to be doing that. Without this, this is not what you want. If you don't have this legendary inscription, but you do have this, don't ever take a Starfire with that. No, absolutely not. So yeah, if you're using Advanced Depot, your magazine never gets lower. So this is fantastic because you're going to have the maximum amount of damage multiplier on it each time. Killing Spree auto crit is pretty good with this weapon because it's good with almost any weapon because if you can proc it, like, you're just going to be killing things so quick. 65% versus afflicted. That one's good because you have built-in lightning damage. It says about a 56% chance to inflict shock each second without upgrades. And then the projectile and consumption up is not what you want. It doesn't help you too much. If you have reload speed and magazine size, maybe consider it. But like it says up here, you're going to have diminishing returns with it. So those are the things you want to be looking out for when you're using these SMGs. Once again, this is probably overall the best class in the game because I think, in my opinion, the best weapon in the game is right here. And the second, maybe third, you could argue maybe it's another weapon above it, is the Scalpel. So you have two of the best weapons in the game in this class, and then you have really good option, and a decent option. So you have no bad weapons in this category. Obviously, with all of them, you want to be looking for that auto crit on a killing spree. And then also the consumption is good for most weapons with the additional projectile, other than maybe the Star Devourer and Demon Lore, because those ones you need to be mindful of ammo more so than anything else. So yeah, those are kind of the inscriptions you want to go for. The normal ones, the exclusive ones, the ones you want to stay away from, the best way to use the weapons. SMGs, you want to be hitting heads because of the high crit multiplier, which just makes the auto-locking even better. So that's what you want to look for. If I had to rank them, I would say Demon Lore is the best SMG you can have. Scalpel is next. Angelic Aura is third. Star Devourer is fourth. And the Concealed Ammo is fifth. But all of these are very viable weapons with the right inscriptions on them and the right build on your character. Like I said, all of these are good with the dog, I'll buy. And then the cat is really good because it gives a guaranteed elemental effect with its grenades. And King Yan, they're good with because they're King Yan, you want to be up close and personal, and these weapons are very good up close and personal. So there's not really a character where these weapons lack. Once again, I would try to stay away from the cat at all costs. But if you're using the cat, these aren't bad options. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to check those links in the description. If you want to see more of the other classes, let me know. I do plan on doing a guide for most of these other classes, but if you guys really want to see it, then I will put them out a little bit quicker than planned. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I love your faces, and I will catch you guys in the next one.